Solitaire by award-winning author Alice Oseman. This is not a love story. Chapter 2. The large majority of teenagers who attend Higgs are soulless, conformist idiots. I have successfully integrated myself into a small group of girls who I consider to be good people. But sometimes I still feel that I might be the only person with a consciousness, like a video game protagonist, and the rest of the computer-generated extras who have only a select few actions, such as intimate, meaningless conversation, and hug. The only the other things the other thing about Higgs teenagers, and maybe most teenagers, is that they put very little effort into 90% of everything. I don't think that this is a bad thing because there'll be lots of time for effort later in our lives. And trying too hard at this point is a waste of energy which might otherwise be spent on lovely things such as sleeping and eating and illegally downloading music. I don't really try hard to do anything. Neither do many other people. Walking into the common room and being greeted by 100 teenagers slumped over chairs, desks, and the floor is not an unusual occurrence. Kent hasn't arrived yet. Head head over to Becky and our lot in the computer corner. They seem to be having a conversation about whether Michael Sarah is actually attractive or not. Tori. Becky taps me repeatedly on the arm. You can back me up on this. You've seen Juno, yeah? You think he's cute, right? She slaps her hands against her cheeks and her eyes kind of roll backwards. Awkward boys are the hottest, aren't they? I place my hands on her shoulders. Stay calm, Rebecca. No one, not everyone loves the Sarah like you do. She starts to babble on about Scott Pilgrim versus the world. But I'm not really listening. Michael Cera is not the Michael I'm thinking about. I somehow excuse myself from this discussion and begin to patrol the common room. Yes, that's right. I'm looking for Michael Holden. At this point, I'm not really sure why I am looking for him, as I've probably already implied. I do not get interested in very many things, particularly not people, but it irritates me when someone thinks that they can but it irritates me when someone thinks that they can start a conversation and then just get up and leave. It's rude, you know? I pass all the common room cliques. Cliques are a very high school musical concept. But the reason they are so cliched, is because they really do exist in a predominantly uh, all-girls school. You can pretty much expect each year to be divided into three main categories. Number one, popular girls who hang out with the cool boys from the boys' school and use fake IDs to get into clubs. They seem to want to either uh, want to be either very nice to you or very horrible to you, and which one they go for is to, all down to various things that are completely out of your control. Very intimidating. Number two, girls who are perfectly happy to be as nerdy or uncool as they like, which some people interpret as as being weird, but I sort of admire because they truly do not give a shit about what people think of them. So they just enjoy their niche hobbies and get on with their lives. Good for them. So-called, number three, so-called normal girls. All of the, okay, so-called normal girls, all the people who are somewhere between those two groups, I guess, uh, which probably means uh, they've repressed repressed their actual personalities to fit in and uh, okay, which probably means they've repressed their actual personalities to fit in, and once they leave school, they'll all have giant awakenings and actually become interesting people. School is hell. I'm not saying that everyone fits into one of these groups. I love that there are exceptions because I hate that these groups exist. I mean, I don't know where I'd go. I suppose I'd be the group. I'd be. I suppose I'd be group three because that's definitely what our lot are. Then again, I don't feel very similar to anyone from our lot. I don't feel very similar to anyone at all. I circle the room 3 or 4 times before concluding that he's not here. Whatever. Maybe I just imagined Michael Holden. It's not like I care anyway. I go back to our lot's corner, slump onto the floor, and Becky's feet slump onto the floor at Becky's feet and close my eyes. The common room door swings open as Mr. Kent, deputy head, uh, strides into the crowd, followed by his usual whatever. Miss Pos, whatever. Okay. Miss Strasser, who can only be 5 years older than us, maximum. And our head girl, Zelda. I'm not even joking. Her name really is that fantastic. Kent is Kent is a sharp angeled sort of man, most often noted for his uh, startling resemblance to Alan Rickman, and is probably the only teacher in this school to hold true intelligence. He is also my English teacher, and has been for over 5 years, so we actually know each other fairly well. That's probably a bit weird. We do have a headmistress, Miss Lemaire, who is widely rumored to be a member of a French government, explaining why she never appears to be present in her own school. "I want some quiet," says Kent, standing in front of an interactive whiteboard, which hangs on the wall just below our school motto, uh, Confort, Conformity in Domino et in Potentia Vertitas Ius. The sea of gray uniforms turns to face him for a few moments. Kent says nothing. He does this a lot. Becky and I grin at each other and start counting the seconds. This is a game we play. I can't remember when it started, but every single time we're in assembly or a sixth form meeting or whatever, we count the length of his silence, or his silences. Our record is 79 seconds. No joke. When we hit 12 and Kent opens his mouth to speak, music plays. What? Music begins to play out of the tannoy. It's the Darth Vader theme from Star Wars. And instant uneasiness soars over the sixth form. People turn their heads widely from side to side, whispering, wondering why Kent would play music through the tannoy, and why Star Wars. Perhaps he's going to start lecturing us on communicating with clarity, or persistence, or empathy and understanding, or skills of interdependence, which are what most of the sixth form meetings are about. Perhaps he's trying to make a point about the importance of leadership. Only when the pictures begin to appear on the screen behind him do when only when the pictures begin to appear on the screen behind him do we realize what is in fact going on. First, it's Kent's face photoshopped into Yoda's. Then it's Kent as Jabba the Hutt. Then it's Princess Kent in a golden bikini. The entire sixth form bursts into uncontrollable laughter. The real Kent, stern-faced but keeping his cool, marches out of the room. As soon as Strasser similarly disappears, People begin to tear from group to group, relieving the look in Kent's eyes when his face appeared on Natalie Portman's, complete with white Photoshop face paint and an extravagant uh, hairdo, hairdo, hairdo. I have to admit, it's kind of funny. After Kent Darth uh, Maul leaves the screen. After Kent Darth Maul, uh, after Kent Darth Maul leaves the screen, and as the orchestral masterpiece reaches its climax through the speakers above our heads, the interactive whiteboard displays the following words: solitaire.co.uk. Becky brings the site up on a computer, and our lot cluster round to have a good look. The troll blog has one post now, uploaded 2 minutes ago. A photo of Kent staring in passive anger at the board. We all start talking. Well, everyone else does. Okay, we all start talking. Well, everyone else does. I just sit there. Some kids probably thought it was clever, snorts Becky. Well, yeah, it is clever, says Evelyn. Her long established super superiority uh, complex making in its regular appearance. It's sticking to the man. I shake my head, because nothing is clever about it, apart from the skill of the person who managed to morph Kent's face into Yoda's. That's a Photoshop talent. Lauren is grinning widely. Lauren Romilly is a social smoker and seems to love chaos. I can see the Insta post already. This has probably broken my Twitter feed. I need a photo of this on my Insta, continues Evelyn. I could do with a couple of thousand more followers. Go away, Evelyn, snorts Lauren. You're already internet famous. This makes me laugh. Just post another photo of your dog, Evelyn, I say quietly. He already gets like 20,000 likes. Only Becky hears me. She grins at me, and I grin back, which is sort of nice because I rarely think of funny things to say. And that's it. That's pretty much all we say about it. 10 minutes, and it's forgotten. To tell you the truth, though, this prank has made me feel kind of weird. The fact of the matter is that Star Wars was actually a major obsession of mine when I was a kid. I guess I haven't watched any of the films for a few years now, but hearing that music brings back something. I don't know what. Some feeling in my chest. Ugh, I'm getting sentimental. I bet whoever did this is really pleased with themselves. It kind of makes me hate them. 5 minutes later, I've just I've just about dozed off, my head on the computer desk and my arms barricading my face from all forms of social interaction. When somebody pats me on the shoulder, I jerk upwards and gaze blearily in the direction of the pat. Becky's looking at me oddly, purple strands uh, cascading around her. She blinks. What? I ask. She points behind her, so I look. A guy is standing there, nervous, face in a sort of grinning grimace. I realize what's going on, but my brain doesn't quite accept that this is possible. So I open my mouth and close it 3 times before coming up with, Jesus Christ. The guy steps towards me. Victoria? Excluding my new acquaintance, Michael Holden, only 2 people in my life have ever called me Victoria. One is Charlie, and the other is Lucas Ryan, I say. I once knew a boy named Lucas Ryan. He cried a lot, but like Pokemon just as much as I did. He cried a lot, but liked Pokemon just as much as I did. So I guess that made us friends. Uh, he once told me he would like to live inside a giant bubble when we grew up because you could fly everywhere and see everything. And I told him that would make a terrible house because bubbles are always empty inside. He gave me a Batman keyring for my 8th birthday, uh, a how to draw manga book for my 9th birthday, Pokemon cards for my 10th birthday, and a t-shirt with a tiger on it for my 11th. I sort of have to uh, do a double take because this face is now an entirely different shape. He'd always been smaller than me, but now he's at least a whole head taller, and his voice obviously has broken. I start to look for things that are the same as 11-year-old Lucas Ryan. But all I've got to go on is his grayish hair, skinny limbs, and awkward expression. Also, he is the blonde guy in skinny trousers. Jesus Christ, I repeat. Hi. He smiles and laughs. I remember the laugh. It's all in the chest. A chest laugh. Hi, he says, and smiles some more. A nice smile. A calm smile. I dramatically leap to my feet and look at him. Leap to my feet and look up. Leap to my feet and look him up and down. It's actually him. It's actually you, I say, and have to physically retrain myself from reaching out and patting him on the shoulders, just to check he's really there and all. He laughs. His eyes go all squinty. It's actually me. Why? He starts to look kind of embarrassed. I remember him being like that. I left Truum at the end of last term, he says. I knew you weren't I knew you went here, so he fiddles with his collar. He used to do that too. I thought I'd try to find you, seeing as I don't have any friends here. So, yes. Hello. I think you should be aware that I have never been very good at making friends. At primary school, and primary school was no different. I acquired only the one friend during those 7 years of mortifying social rejection. Yet, while my primary school days are not days which I would choose to relive, uh, there was one good thing that probably kept me going, and that was the quiet friendship of Lucas Ryan. Wow, Becky. Uh, wow, Becky, unable to keep away from potential gossip intervenes. How do you two know each other? Now I am fairly awkward. Now I am a fairly awkward person, but Lucas Ryan takes the biscuit. He turns to Becky and goes red again, and I almost feel embarrassed for him. Primary school, I say. We were best friends. Becky's shaped eyebrows soar. No way. She looks she looks at both of us once more before focusing on Lucas. Well, I guess I'm your replacement. I'm Becky. She gestures around her. Welcome to the land of oppression. Lucas in a mouse voice. Lucas in a mouse voice manages. I'm Lucas. He turns back to me. We should catch up, he says. Is this what friendship reborn feels like? Yes. Yes, I say. The shock is draining my vocabulary. Yes. People have started to give up on the sixth form meeting, and it's the start of period one, and no teachers have returned. Lucas nods at me. Um, I don't really want to be late to my first lesson or anything. This whole day is going to be kind of embarrassing as it is. But I'll talk to you sometime soon, yeah? I'll find you on Facebook. Becky stares in relatively severe disbelief as Lucas wanders away and grabs me firmly by the shoulder. Tori, uh, by the shoulder. Tori just talked to a boy. No, Tori just held a conversation by herself. I think I'm going to cry. There, I pat her on the shoulder. Be strong. You'll get through this. I'm extremely proud of you. I feel like a proud mom. I snort. I can hold conversations by myself. What do you call this? I am the only exception. With everyone else, you're about as sociable as a cardboard box. Maybe I am a cardboard box. We both laugh. It's funny because it's true, I say, and I laugh again. On the outside, at least. Ha ha ha. And that is it for today. Stay tuned for chapter 3.